Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing is this award for Miss B. You want me to just read this out?
Yes,
Miss B is an excellent example of the type of teachers we strive for at Hagerman Municipal Schools. Being a development delayed teacher requires patience and understanding. Miss B goes above and beyond that for each and every one of her students. She loudly cheers when a child does something that they weren't able to do before, walk, jump, and even talk. Her enthusiasm doesn't waver after the first success either. She continues to praise the child each and every time and shares it with everyone around her. Notice I use the word child instead of student. This is because she doesn't treat them like they're just students here at Board Education. She treats them like children. Every success is theirs. Failure doesn't exist, and they just aren't ready for the next step yet. So, we got an award too.
yes, ma'am. Congratulations. You are special. We appreciate everything you do.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Can you take a picture?
Okay.
Yes, take a picture with us with
Can
them.
we, should we go?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rita. We appreciate everything you do.
Appreciate it.
Well deserved. Yes, ma'am.
All right, any changes to the agenda?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Public comment. Anybody online? All right, presentation for bond sale results?
Yes, so we have Kaylee. Kaylee, and I cannot say your last name, so I'm just going to call you Ms. W. But welcome.
Thank you, Superintendent. My name is Kaylee Weimerskirch with RBC Capital Markets. I'm here tonight because in front of you on the agenda are a couple resolutions. One of them is to go forward with a bond sale this upcoming November, and another resolution that would state the board's goal to maintain your tax rate at its current rates. Before that, though, I do have a bond sale update on how the 2025 sale went, though. So without further ado, I'll begin to share my screen here. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, then,
And
just
a hard copy.
sorry.
They also have a hard copy.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, great. Well, we'll just follow along on the presentation then. To jump into it, on slide 1, we have the transaction summary. So as a reminder, the district sold $900,000 of general obligation bonds to the New Mexico Finance Authority back on March 31st. The closing date was last week or a couple weeks ago on May 9th. So funds are now available for the district to spend. The maturity ranges from 2025 until the final maturity in 2032. Since this bond is only outstanding for 10 years, it's not callable. The true interest cost came in at 3.1% for a total interest cost of $118,000. So in total, the debt service on this issuance is just a hair above $1 million. So for slide 2, we have the debt service schedule of this issuance. The first payment is already going to be due this upcoming August of $240,000. We have that larger payment up front, soaking up some excess cash balance, but we do that on purpose to create interest cost savings throughout the life of the loan. And so I'll pause there and see if anyone has any questions for me about the district's 2025 bond sale before we kind of go into the election and the tax rate resolution.
Any questions? I'm good. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on the successful sale. And now to kind of just shift gears, this $900,000 sale was the last installment of the 2023 GEO bond election. Back at that election, we went out for $1.8 million. Since we've sold all that authorization already, we're looking at going back out to voters this upcoming November for an additional $1.8 million. That election amount was determined based off of keeping your tax rate level at $7.96 again, which was the first time we saw the tax rate increase here in tax year 2024. So looking at your history of tax rates, again, historically, we had maintained a $5.14 tax rate, but this last year we increased it to $7.96 so that your overall residential tax rate was sitting at $10.13, so that you can continue to qualify for that PSFA waiver and that funding. So, the resolutions that are in front of you tonight, again, the election resolution allows you to go back out to voters for $1.8 million of additional authorization. Again, that amount was decided on keeping your debt service tax rate at $7.96 again. And then that tax rate resolution in front of you really just states it's the board's goal and its intent to maintain the tax rate at $7.96. Last year with setting tax rates with PED requested documentation from us that shows, what is the district's targeted tax rate. In response to this, we've been having school districts approve a resolution that basically states, tax year 2024's tax rate was $7.96, and it's the board's intention for the tax rate for tax year 2025 be $7.96 again. I just want to clarify, though, that, that tax rate resolution just states what our goal is, what the board's intent is for that tax rate. It doesn't guarantee what that tax rate will actually be. That is dependent on your assessed valuation, and we won't know those values until late summer. So I will stay on the line in case there's any questions for me regarding, the approval of either of the resolutions down on the agenda.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Like I said, I'll stay on the line until we get to the approvals.
Yes, ma'am. All right, moving on, administrative reports, Ms. Jolene.
I just have a little bit of budget adjustments there. I've got some extra money for Title 4, I think. And the other one is just a little bit of money on the need to move the cafeteria. Extra increase in cost of food. And that's about it. I've mainly been working on budget. It's due this week. And contracts are due this week. And so I've been a little busy. And payroll.
I didn't see that sheet, Ms. Jolene. I don't know if anybody else did, but
The adjustments.
You have it, Turner?
No, ma'am, I don't see it. Not saying it's not here, but
I looked, I haven't seen it anywhere, but.
I do try to organize it based on the order, but I don't think it carries the budget with current, the adjustments.
Yes, maybe I'll have them on Turner.
yeah, I don't see it.
It was like $16,000 in cafeteria. And the increase in the title was $912,000.
Any questions? All right, maintenance.
We started the month off by getting the patio prepared for the spring fiesta. We replaced the rest of the faucets in the high school commons bathroom area and replaced some more flush valves. I've been replacing some broken floor tiles in the high school and middle school due to the earthquake and the floor moving. It's been a little over a year since we had the gym floor repainted, so it's recommended to recoat the floor with 2 coats of finish this year. Star Janitorial will clean, lightly burnish, and apply 2 coats of finish in June. People need to stay off the floor and let it cure for 5 days before we can use it. Total cost is $6,593.40. Includes $3,229 of materials, $3,120 of labor, and $244.40 on the tax of the labor. We should be good on the floor until the school year of 27-28. Then we will see where we're at on the new buildings, so we'll know what to do. We have to fix a broken water line on the elementary playground so we can get the sprinklers going on the little patch of grass and trees. We spent a few days getting the rest of the sprinklers going and replacing a bunch of sprinkler heads. The last week was mainly spent getting ready for graduation.
What was the total of the bid for the gym floor?
$6,593.40. I think when we had it painted and recoated, it was around 17 grand.
And it's the old gym?
No, the new gym.
The new gym.
That's just mainly to protect the new paint and stuff, with that recoat on.
Okay, any other questions? None? All right, special ed. Sorry.
Everybody. Right, well, we're wrapping up the year. I didn't screw it up too bad in the first year. This last month, we did some professional development, did the IEP writing in Santa Fe, which was pretty good. Got to collaborate with the bilingual program here, along with Mr. Richards down in Artesia, which was a great training. And then I did the Spring Academy up in Albuquerque, which was pretty underwhelming, but that was run by the PED. They're pretty underwhelming. So, Idea B app is set. It's basically right here. I think it's letter F under approval for new business. That's our main funding source. One thing we have to do is get the board president to sign and upload, and we get money from the state for that. Other than that, 160th day errors haven't come out yet. There's always errors. I've already talked to Daniel Sanchez, and we've already started collaborating about what they're going to invent to ding us. And so we've started fixing them before they've even dinged us yet. So that's kind of cool. I think we're all set for the summer. In terms of the new calendar, all ancillary services are already based on hours, so there is no slip up with any of that kind of business going from 5 to 4 days. Maybe that we're just gonna come back and kick the butt next year. And have a corrective action plan anymore, so yay. Any questions, comments, or anything about this business?
Any questions? Appreciate it, thank you.
Have a new secretary and quit.
Wore out.
Wore it out.
SRO.
So he is not here today. As a matter of fact, he has been gone for probably, three weeks. Rochelle did talk to me and she said that it was pending. I guess they were shorthanded and that he would return once he trained the new officer. I haven't seen that, so with that said, we'll probably have to make some adjustments to the contract.
Yeah, I think she said last time it wasn't gonna be that long. But
But it's been long.
all right, elementary.
All right. Been a busy month. You'll see your report there. Pictures of our super readers, amazing mathematicians, and students of the month there for April. On April 29th, we celebrate our Teachers of Character. This is a Chavez County initiative. They did a dinner for the Teachers of Character from all of Chavez County. And so from the elementary, we had Sarah Foster, Tori Rodriguez, Jesse Copeland, Andrea Bailey, Suyan Nichols, Katrina Flores, Jenny Montserrat, Claudia Muniz, Lori Mahan, and Casey Lucero. And they were recommended per parents' recommendations. And so great celebration of them. You see pictures of our pride referrals and staff pride referrals. It's a page, I don't know, a lot of pages. We had a lot of kids participate in CBE, always does a coloring contest where they have a picture, and so they do winners of each school. And for us, Micah Bailey got first, Jocelyn and Zunza did second, and Elise Tenna got third. And then we had the overall winner. They picked one winner of all the schools. And this year, Crystal Gavetta won that for the whole contest. And so it was really cool. Crystal is a really artistic student. She's a good student, but it was great we got to celebrate her. April 16th, our fifth graders took science. April 22nd, 23rd, our third, fourth, fifth graders took the MASA ELA and math assessments. Unfortunately, we won't get those results until the fall. So normal stuff there. In the spring semester, we implemented IXL. In April, what we did is we did a school challenge, a leaderboard. Teachers had done that in their class, but we decided to do one for the whole campus. And we did it on skills proficient. And so those were skills that they got 80% or higher on, their grade level and above. And so there's a picture in the list of our top 10 finishers. It was definitely a duo of the twins, Giselle and Gael. Build it out. Jesus tried to get in there, but Giselle squeezed it out right at the last second. I think she got one more skill proficient than the others. So it was a nice little fun. The cool thing is our elementary students reached proficiency on 4,362 skills during that month. And so one of the motivations was each skill that they got proficient earned them a house point for their house. And I warned, Amasad was leading, I'm a member of Amasad, and was leading until that moment, and it flipped the whole thing. I warned them, and now we're in fourth place. And so we had many students who were devastated, and I looked at theirs, and I'm like, you literally got one skill proficient this whole month. So don't complain. So, but we have another one in May, and there's quite a bit more participation and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. But it's been really good for our students. They're working on their own skills, and it's been very motivating and stuff. And so it's really been a cool deal. On May 2nd, we had House Day, where we had house competitions. Also on May 2nd, we had the Spring Fiesta. And big shout out to Moscato and the whole bilingual and all of them for organizing the event. Big shout out to our teachers who worked with their classes and picked a song and organized the dance. We found out we have some teachers that are very good at that skill. And so we really had a good time that night with all the festivities and all the fun there. May 5th through the 9th, our PTO and elementary parents celebrated our teachers and staff by stocking our teachers' lounge with food. So big shout out to them. That was fantastic. That same week, we had a BOGO book fair, which is buy one, get one free. And so big shout out to Miss Monica. She organized and hosted all 3 of our book fairs this year. They were all a big success. On Wednesday, May 14th, we had over 80 elementary students perform during our talent show. And so it was a great event. We had a lot of kids from kindergarten all the way up, pre-K kids. I forgot we had some pre-K kids, Macarena a little bit, do some dance. We had pre-K all the way up to 5th grade. And we had dancing, we had singing, we had a skit, we had different other talents displayed. And so it was a really cool way to celebrate our kids and all the things that they're good at. So big shout out to Ms. Lopez and Ms. Copeland for organizing and hosting the show. On Thursday last week, we also had bingo. It was planned to do this during the spring fiesta, but it didn't get done. And so we had a bunch of prizes. So big shout out to Ms. Rodriguez for putting it together. And we had fun. All of us were in the cafeteria playing bingo and stuff. And so it was a lot of fun. And then Friday, this past Friday, and then today, that's when I'm dressed like this, our students enjoyed a field trip to our Artesia Aquatic Center. We have a parent, Ms. Griffin, who's now the manager there, and she hooked us up. We were able to go outside, so our kids enjoyed the lazy river and the slides, and it was really a good deal. We didn't take everybody, so it wasn't super, super crazy. We split it in half. We took pre-K, kinder first on Friday, then today, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And we were there from 9 to 1, and kids really had a good time. And it was really, really good. So upcoming, we have a busy rest of the week. Tomorrow we'll have awards for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade at 1 o'clock. And then 5th grade promotion tomorrow night at 6. And then on Wednesday, we'll have our last celebrations. And then we'll have kindergarten promotion at 6. Thursday, we'll have field day in the morning. And then we'll have our house big celebration at the end to see who wins the house cup. And so that'll be on Thursday. And then on Friday, we'll have a turnaround day where students can come and get their report card. So it's still busy all the way to the end. And stuff. So this is my last board meeting. And so I want to thank y'all for the opportunity to serve Hagerman and the community and the students and staff and family for the last 3 years. It's been a privilege to do that, to serve with Ms. Reyes and Mr. Clough who's here before, and really just help make it a better place. And so leaving the elementary in a better place, I'm excited for Ms. Braceda who's going to take over and the opportunities that are there. But just want to thank the board, thank Ms. Reyes for the opportunity to serve.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I stand for any questions.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your service, Mr. Williams, and you've done a good job. And with that, and we wish you the best, and I know you will enjoy it wherever you're going, and whatever you do. And thank you very much. So with that, I would like to introduce our new elementary principal, Mrs. Cynthia Braceda.
Hi, so I'm Miss Cynthia Braceda. I'll be the elementary school principal. I'm excited to be part of the Hagerman community. I've heard a lot of great things about parents, students, and teachers, and so I've been able to experience that by attending some of the events that were mentioned earlier today. My goals following into the new year is first and foremost making sure that I'm heading on attendance, making sure that parents understand the importance of our students being here, especially if everything falls through with the 4-day week. It's even more important for students to be attending every single day. Second goal I have in mind is with teachers getting the UFly training coming in to the fall once the teachers come back in the summer, making sure that we're teaching those things, we're teaching with fidelity, and teachers have everything that they need to be able to teach it with fidelity. And then last is making sure that staff feel supported. And that's one thing that as I'm talking with staff, they really want to make sure that they're being heard. And so I really want to listen and then follow through with anything that they need, because if we take care of our teachers, obviously they'll go into with our students and making sure the community and everyone is supported. So it was very nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, yes, ma'am.
So as you know, she doesn't start until July 14th. I believe that would be her first day. However, her and Cody have already been working together, and, I really appreciate that, doing interviews. She's been here for the events, and she'll be here all week, and emailing teachers, and, just looking at where they best, will be in the classrooms, and so she's been pretty busy. I know that she has big shoes to fill, but she can do it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you both. Mr. Williams.
I got one question for Mr. Williams. So the turnaround date, what does that look like? Like kids
So-
actually do come, or can I just put him to work? Or-
Okay, put it to work. So really, it's turnaround day. All they're gonna do is show up, get the report card and go home.
Okay,
If they haven't already received their report card.
okay,
Kids who ride the bus will ride the bus, walk off, we'll hand the report card, then the bus is leaving again, going back home at 8:30. So it's really just a report card pickup day. So yes, you can put them to work.
And I did send out a letter, that if they don't come to pick up the report card will be
It'll just be.
mailed to them.
okay.
And I know a lot of elementary teachers are sending them home, in their phone.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't want that.
Oh.
No, I don't want that. If they don't come, then, then we, it.
Okay, sounds good. So if they don't come on Friday, we will know.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Right, if they don't come on Friday.
On my way to work.
All right, middle school, high school.
Secondary, okay. So enrollment is the same. We're still at 170. It looks like we're gonna finish the year 170, 69 at the middle school and 101 at the high school. Attendance, there's nothing major to report in as far as our attendance that we've been tracking. I'm gonna work on finalizing the data. We've kept a spreadsheet all year, and thank you to Ms. Potter for her help with that process. But I want to go through and kind of look at all the data that we've collected to make sure our formulas have stayed correct through, because every month has its own page. And then when we come back in June, I hope to have a whole kind of year summary report of the trends we saw, the things that worked, the things that maybe weren't as great. Just kind of some other things in the topic of attendance. About 61% of the middle school students and about 75% of the high school students qualified for our final exam exemption based on their attendance. If they had 4 or less, they were exempt. Based on some feedback from teachers, we're going to need to revise that policy a little bit. We got some good feedback from them as where they were and how that aligned with their classroom goals. And it makes sense. It's some things that we want to see even from an admin side a little bit different. So we're going to work on revising that and come back with a better plan and clean it up a little bit. But I think our intention of increasing school attendance, it worked perfectly for what we wanted to do. We just now that we've seen that it worked, we want to fine tune it a little bit and make it better. But I think it made a difference for a lot of kids who probably would have not had the attendance year that they had. Some of our kids that were probably chronic absentees really turned over a new leaf this year, which was really good. But we're gonna do some different things there. I guess the next big thing on my list of things is the class of 2025. We did graduate 23 students on Saturday night. It was a great graduation. I had never quite seen the celebration after like we had, but that was pretty impressive. I was pretty excited about that. The fireworks were really good. The band was awesome and unexpected, but it was great. Emily Amaya was our valedictorian. Michaela Dees is our salutatorian. On Thursday night prior to graduation, we did hold baccalaureate in the auditorium, and the senior awards were given afterwards at the Commons area. During the awards program, some highlights from that, there were 3 presidential scholarships from Ian and UR to Emily, Michaela, and Sebastian Pettis. They recognized Mr. and Miss HHS. Sebastian Pettis was Mr. HHS. Jimena Chacon was Miss HHS. Athletes of Character Awards were presented to Aiden Donahue and Jimena Chacon. They were also recognized by NMAA during the course of the year, and they participated in a leadership workshop in Portales earlier this spring semester. There was 2 students of Character Awards presented to Rowdy Gray and Eileen Dominguez. The most improved students and this was an award given to students who showed great improvement from their freshman year to their senior year. Most improved boy was Giovanna Aguilar, and most improved girl was Giovanna Caballero. And student of the year for the senior class was Grayson Novak. On the 28th of April, we hosted the Written in Red scholarship dinner for students from Hagerman and Lake Arthur. Three of our students, Emily Amaya, Michaela Dees, and Sebastian Pettis, were honored with written and read scholarships, which is a really, really good scholarship program for them to pursue their college education. The Valley Regional Collaborative, or the VRC, that's a new thing that you'll be hearing more about. We had our first student meeting with Jenna McKinley today. She was here to come talk to the 8th graders because they are the incoming freshmen, the class of 2029, and they will be the first students to take part in the VRC, which is our partnership between us and Lake Arthur this year. We're going to host the IT pathway. Lake Arthur will host the education pathway, and our kids will have that opportunity to start looking at some career opportunities for them and learning some different things. On May 2nd, we had a career fair at the high school. Mrs. Dunn partnered with the Gear Up program, and they had vendors in the commons area with tables and informational booths, and then within different classrooms, there was presenters that the kids got to visit on a rotational basis for the high school students, and the kids got to go over and see it during the process, and see the kids are really enjoying it, learning a lot. Again, Cinco de Mayo celebration was outstanding. The bilingual department did a fantastic job, and I think the kids, even the older kids, middle school, high school kids, seemed to really enjoy the evening. The FFA banquet on May 5th was well attended. Lots of awards presented. Seems to be a very successful year for our FFA chapter. The BPA students attended nationals in Florida and got back early last week, and they reported to have a wonderful experience in Florida. On last Tuesday, the 8th graders took their class trip to Lubbock. They had a great day at the adventure park. Got to ride go-karts and bumper boats and climb rock walls and eat pizza and had lunch. Had a late lunch at Raising Cane's before we came home. They had a really good time. We have a few events scheduled for later this week. We'll have an end of the year awards for grades 6 and 7 and grades 9 through 11 on Wednesday afternoon at 1:30 after all their finals are over. We'll do the honor rolls, attendance, and then teachers will give any subject matter awards that they have to give at that time. 8th grade promotion and awards are going to be on Thursday evening at 6:30. They're going to have a little small reception in the commons after. The middle school student council is going to host their end of the year dance from 8 to 10 on the high school patio, weather permitting. If it's not great weather, I guess we'll move inside to the commons for their dance. And then they've invited the newly promoted 5th graders to come to the dance as well. And then as far as summer school, we are going to offer high school summer school June 2nd through 27th. I believe the cost is $50 per half credit. Ms. Deming is going to teach ELA and social studies. Mr. Molina will facilitate the math and science. We will have a list of students needing to take or that we're going to request for summer school that they have the option to recover credits and things that they need. It'll be a little bit later this week once we get final grades and kind of see where those things are. Middle school students have an opportunity for summer school with Mr. Morales, same date period, June 2nd through 27th. Students are recommended for the program, and then we sent home a parent request, do you want your student to go, do you not want your student to go? And they were able to send back, yes, their student will attend, or no, their student will not attend. And we've got quite a few of those back from the kids that were recommended for that program. I do have Mr. Parker's CTE report. It took a while, but the Perkins Grant and Next Gen portal finally opened. I think there was about a month-long delay waiting for it to get open. We are anticipating to receive about $15,000 in Perkins funding and $87,000 in Next Gen funding for a total of about $102,000. The application will close next week, and Mr. Parker hopes to have it complete and submitted soon. He has reapplied for the Harbor Freight Grant for Schools, and he will know more about his application status later in June. The FFA officers will attend state convention in Las Cruces next week. Luke Gray is a finalist for the Star State Green Hand Farmer Award, and Grady Moss received a silver rating for his beef production proficiency. He will receive his state FFA degree and is running for state office. And then Hagerman FFA alumni member Andrew Clark is an American Deacon candidate, but he will not attend convention. And FFA camp is scheduled for June, and there's 9 kids signed up to go. And I don't have anything to report on the athletics front. Coach Rodriguez is at the sports banquet as we speak. So I stand for any questions you might have.
So the summer school was $50 to attend?
$50 for the high school, it's $50 for a half credit.
For half
a credit. And the juniors and seniors will have the option, because they are part of the Gear Up cohort, Gear Up will pay for theirs, I believe. Or the sophomores and juniors.
Yes.
For the sophomores and juniors. Yeah, so if they have credits to recover, Gear Up does pick up their $50 because of their participation in their cohort. So.
Okay.
You mentioned that
education for Lake Arthur and we're doing IT. What happened to,
Dexter opted not to sign the MOU and they will not be participating this year.
okay.
Which we find it a lot easier for us because it's a lot easier just to transport kids to Lake Arthur than
And I think
Dexter and then,
they were uncertain if they were gonna stay on a block schedule or not. If they were staying on a block schedule, that was gonna also add another layer of complexity to it. And their goal was to host the medical pathway. Their medical pathway is full of their own students. They wouldn't have any room for any additional students. And so those were all contributing factors that we understood led to their decision not to sign at this time.
Any other questions?
a lot happening.
It's been a busy month, and we have a lot, I have a lot planned. I have, like I said, a sticky note on my door of all the things that I want to accomplish this summer.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, moving on, item 7, approval of the regular meeting minutes for April 21st, and the special meeting we had May 5th. And then the investments and bills for the month of April. Any questions about those? Just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Dusty.
I'll second.
Second by Trevor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay. Carries. First, new business item, budget adjustments. Are there any other questions for Ms. Jolene? Okay, we'll just
I'll make the motion.
move by Trevor.
I'll second.
By Dusty. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay. Item B. General obligation school bond ballot question.
Ms. Kaylee?
Yes, Superintendent, I'm on the line. So again, the ballot question in front of you really asks voters if we can go out to the public and ask for $1.8 million of general obligation bond authorization to issue. That amount of $1.8 million was decided on keeping your tax rate level at $7.96. That authorization, should voters approve it, will last for 4 years, and we'll plan to sell it in 2 installments, either sometime in 2026 or 27, and again in 28 or 29. You know, the last thing for the ballot question is that it is quite open-ended and vague and high level. We do this by design to give the district the flexibility to be able to use the funds as you guys feel is needed, is fit. I'll pause and see if there's any questions about that resolution.
Any question?
So it doesn't increase what we've already done, is that correct?
It doesn't increase your tax rate, but you will have more funds to be able to use for maintaining your school grounds and improving them.
Okay,
No tax rate increase, though, beyond what we already did last year.
okay.
No further questions? Just need a motion to.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. By Dusty. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Next item is the mill levy rate.
Yep. So again, this resolution in front of you, all it really does is state that the district's tax year 2024 debt service rate was $7.96, and it is the intention and the goal for the tax rate to be $7.96 again for tax year 2025. Again, this resolution doesn't promise or guarantee what the tax rate will be, but just states what our goal and our intention for it to be.
Okay. Any other further questions with that?
I don't believe so.
Just need a motion to approve.
Make the motion.
Made by Dusty.
I'll second.
By Trevor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carries. Salary schedules.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Should you have any questions about the upcoming election, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself or any of my colleagues. And thank you for your time and have a great rest of your meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll send it to you. Okay, so, members of the board, as you know, and, I had an assurance page. I'm sorry I did not bring it, so I will send it to you, Mr. Moss, and then, if you can sign it and then return it to me. So basically, the assurance page is just, stating that the district will be, making sure that we pay the teachers. So this year, the level 1 beginning teacher, so this is on the very last page, the level 1 beginning teacher and certified staff salary schedule is $55,000 for a 0 experience teacher. And then a level 2, it goes up to $65,000. A level 3 is $75,000. And of course, as you can see on this schedule here, then depending on their years of experience, that's what the teachers will be getting paid. So, the salary schedule, it's only for the 25-26 school year. All the teachers got a 4% raise. And it's really not necessarily, for some of the teachers that, I don't think we have any level 0 teachers right now. Most of them, there's a few that will probably be like at level 1 already, level 1, which is at the 55 to 75. We do not have a teacher union, as you know, so the increments are not included in this schedule, and I'll talk about those in just a minute. And the teachers with a 25 years experience and above are negotiated, and based on, since we are doing a 4-day week, the teachers are now employed 164 days. The counselors are employed 164 days plus the 15 extended days. And then the ACT teacher employed 164 plus 36 extended days. So this one here is the teacher salary. If you look at the next one, it's page 3. This one here is for the non-certified salary schedule. And this one pretty much remained the same. The only thing that we did is everybody got a 4% raise. So on this one here, the teacher assistants are employed for 164 days, and then they work 9 hours a day, so this will be including lunch. So basically this schedule was created based on the 4-day week, and then all the teachers will be coming in at 7:30 in the morning. This is all the staff, 7:30 in the morning, and they will be working till 4:30 every day, Monday through Thursday. So that would be the 4-day. Building secretaries are employed 185 days, and they will also work 9 hours daily, excluding their lunch. The superintendents, secretaries at central office, bookkeeper, IT, business manager, and then also the maintenance. We are employed 12 months, and we work 8 hours plus the other 8. So, the cafeteria manager is employed 166 days and will be working 9 hours daily, including lunch. Cafeteria staff are employed 164 days, and they will also work 9-hour days. Okay, cafeteria custodians are employed 185 days and work 10 hours a day. And with them, I had a conversation, and I asked if they would prefer, because they are working 40 hours, they have to work 40 hours a week. And the conversation was if they wanted to work, to be off on Fridays, then they would have to work 10 hours a day. And that's what they decided to do. So they will be working 10-hour shifts. The maintenance personnel, they're employed 12 months and they work 8 hours a day, excluding lunch. And then, of course, at the bottom part says an increment of $300 will be allowed for 15 hours of approved college credit. And an increment of $80 will be allowed for 3 hours of approved college credit completed. So these credits must be approved by the superintendent prior to registration for the course. Substitute teachers will remain the same, and basically it's about $15 per hour. If they have a degree, then it is 16. If we need a substitute for long-term, then, the pay is, long-term substitute, so they get an additional, they get additional money. So again, this one here is for the non-certified. So that is for the, okay, if you look, it's on the fourth one, and it says here, Hagerman Municipal Schools ancillary nurse salary schedule for the first time. And let me tell you, this is well deserved for Mrs. Henson. So all the nurses in the state, they will actually go into a 3-tier system as well as the, like the teachers. Level 1 nurse will be at $55,000. A level 2, $65,000, and a level 3 at $75,000. So this will be very beneficial for Ms. Henson. Again, well deserved, Ms. Cindy. So again, this is the salary schedule. The other one is actually item E. So all of this is for item B.
On the nurses one, it goes up $1 every year.
Yes. But that's if, so for example, this is the starting. However, the majority, and I believe, Ms. Henson, she got her step, but then I believe it also kind of like included the 4%, so, or the 4% raise. And then usually, hopefully next year there will be another increase, so another 3% hopefully. I don't know.
The stipend is for that.
So the stipend is the next one. I can go ahead and go into the.
Oh, okay. No, we can wait.
Okay.
I thought it was part of this one.
I stapled it all together, but it's different items here for approval.
Okay. Any more questions? Just need a motion to approve.
Make the motion.
By Trevor.
I'll second.
Second by Leslie. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
And President Moss, tomorrow, once again, I will send you the assurance page, and then you can send it back to me.
Sure.
The assurance page is, I have to send it to Ed. It goes in with the budget, and just to make sure that we are going to pay the employees what the Ed is requesting.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. The next one, which is the athletic and the increment stipends. So the first page here is the increment stipends, as you can see right here. We have for district special education coordinator, then we have the district bilingual coordinator, district Title I coordinator, and then there's sponsors for the high school for each grade level, and there's sponsors for the middle school. We have BPA sponsor, FFA judging, judging we have for the both the coordinators, and then we have the annual sponsor, English department head, math department head, science department head, social studies, and then we have the CTE department head, the head curriculum coordinator, elementary curriculum coordinators, SAT, 504 coordinator, and that's for both elementary and secondary, the district testing coordinator, maintenance data entry, athletic administrator assistant, and then the transportation director. These stipends here are the same as last year, and I think we want to keep them that way for now.
Do we have one of every one of these?
We don't necessarily have one of every single one. So for example, the district special education coordinator, that is not because Mr. Lassard, he's only part-time. So right now we do not have this one here. We do have the district bilingual coordinator. Then we do have the Title I coordinator, the sponsors for every class. We have a BPA sponsor, both FFA judging. The annual sponsor is one that it's because we do have it as a regular class that will no longer be in existence. And we do have department heads, and then CTE department head. We do not have a head curriculum coordinator as I am in charge of that. We do not have an elementary curriculum coordinator as the principal will be, doing that one. We do have secondary, the SAT, and then the elementary SAT. We do have the district testing coordinator. We do have a maintenance data entry. And then, we do not have the athletic administrator. Oh, no, yes, we do. That's, we do have a athletic administrator assistant, and, we do not have a transportation director. So this is the increment or stipend schedule. The next one, next page, this one here is the athletic increment schedule. So basically on this one here, we got together with Coach A-Rod and we kind of looked at different districts, our size, so that we can compare how much they receive for stipends. So we are proposing that for example, we have the football varsity coach, it's $6,000. We were at $5,500, so we are doing an increment of $500. The assistant coaches will receive $3,000. And then for the junior high head coach will be $2,500. And the junior high assistant coach, $1,500. For volleyball, varsity head coach, $6,000. The assistant coach, $2,750. For volleyball junior high head coach, $2,500, and then junior high assistant coach, $1,500. Basketball boys and girls varsity will be $6,000, and the assistant will be $2,500. Middle school head coach, $2,500, and junior high or middle school again assistant coach, $1,500. Track boys and girls varsity will be $6,000. The assistant coaches will be $2,500, and for middle school the head coach $2,500. For middle school assistant $1,500. Cross country varsity $6,000, and then weights and conditioning $3,150. High school cheerleading sponsor $2,750, and middle school cheerleading sponsor $1,500. Then I believe the only one that we do not have here, we do have on the right side, the athletic coordinator, $6,000, but I think the one that we are missing here is our esports coordinator. And that one is actually, this year we paid as a hourly rate, but I don't think it was very fair. This poor guy, he had his students there. So I propose that we pay him as kind of like the head coaches, because it's pretty much the year round. This year he brought us the title, the state title, so kudos to him. And so my proposal is to also, for him to be paid as, like the head coach will be $6,000 for the esports.
So do we need to make that, amend this motion to have that, or is that something to, at a later date, add, or?
I can add it. All I have to do is just add it to this form. Just omitted it. But we'll go ahead and put it, and we'll add it, and if you'd like to approve it.
This is your recommendation anyway.
Yeah, this is our recommendation here, and then all we have to do
We
is
could
just
just
do
make
it.
we can make an amendment by adding
Esports.
esports and the value of $6,000.
Correct.
Okay.
We can,
Well, I'll make that motion
Okay.
For the amendment.
I move by Trevor.
I'll second it.
Second by Dusty. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
And then I'll approve the motion of,
Sorry.
no, you're good.
And
I
then,
forgot I was secretary, I'm supposed to be writing this stuff down too.
and then you're making the motion for the athletic stuff, the rest of it.
Yes.
Moved by Trevor.
I'll second.
Second by Dusty. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alright, next item F is idea B application.
Yeah. Okay,
Really, the idea B.
yeah, we'll go for it, your spin, huh?
Whatever. Idea B is the federal funding for special education. They set based on our kids that we haven't spent, how much amount is in it. And so really all we need to do is have the board president sign this. There were parent representatives involved in the process and they've signed here already. So once this is signed by the board president, then it'll be uploaded and then we'll be good to go.
Any other questions? Okay, just need a motion to approve.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion.
Moved by Dusty,
I'll second.
Trevor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
This one.
Thank you, sir.
Next item is the track and field construction.
Okay, so members of the board, at our last board meeting, we discussed the proposed replacement of the track and field, which is, an estimated cost to the district approximately $373,000 at that time. We were not sure, it was tabled pending the confirmation regarding the availability of bond funds, as this project was originally proposed to be funded through bond money. So if you look, you have this page right here, and it's highlighted in yellow. It's in your folder, and it's highlighted in yellow. So this one right here is actually the projects that were proposed with the $900,000. And some of these projects we will not be able to fund, so therefore we will be able to use those funds, for our new school. There's some, all the ones that are in yellow, those are the priorities, and those we definitely need to make sure that we get those as soon as possible. So if you look at the second one, so the first one is the FFA storage barn. So, if you recall, we received capital outlay funds of $576,000, so we will be able to use that money to be able to do the FFA barn. So the second one, it's an HVAC for the shop. It is needed, and Gary is already looking into this, right, Gary?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so hopefully we get that quote from Rhodes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then we will be able to do it because, this year, unfortunately, I went into the shop and it gets either really cold or really, really hot. So we definitely cannot be not doing any instruction because of the weather. So that should not be able to stop us. So we definitely need to make sure that we pursue this as soon as possible. And, construction will probably not happen, it'll probably be done, maybe 2 to 3 years. So we definitely need to make sure that we get this done as soon as possible. So other items that were proposed here, the auditorium tile replacement, I don't think I am going to do that one as it will be demolished. Then if you look here, the next one that is highlighted is the track replacement. So I went ahead and allocated $350,000 for that, which is the renovation of the existing track. That is what I'm trying to propose here. So in order to complete the project in time for the upcoming football season, so I'm requesting the board's approval so that we can proceed immediately with the necessary steps. So early approval will allow us to meet the scheduling deadlines and ensure the facility is ready to use for the fall. Other items that are proposed here, like middle school structural issues, I think that we do need to fix, and I already talked to Gary about that. There is due to the earthquakes, we have a lot of issues in this building specifically that we can't let them, we need to make sure that we get them fixed. Whether it's getting caulking or something, but they have to be fixed. We just can't have those cracks there. So, but I don't think we will be spending so much money. I don't think we need a construction company to come in and do that. I think this is something that our maintenance department will be able to do. Then we have, the middle school canopies and the elementary school canopies. We are getting through pre-K money some elementary school canopies. It's only for an area where the middle school or the pre-K kids play, but Mr. Williams, do you have the proposal on that?
I'm still waiting on anything, so.
So we'll just need to make sure that that gets done quickly. Then we have another highlighted item here, the playground ramps. That's something that we also have to do. We do have a student at the elementary level that he is confined on a wheelchair, so we definitely need to make sure that we are ADA compliant. So we need to make sure that we have those ramps over at the elementary. So that has to be done soon. Have here a pavilion at the football field. I still want that, so I'm really gonna pursue that. Hopefully we can get it. I mean, I think that would be great whenever Parker is cooking his burgers out there, so. Then we also have the replacement of sidewalks and concrete. This was another item that was actually tabled last board meeting, pending, hopefully just getting like a patch or, just kind of like not replace the entire sidewalks, but just be able to fix, the what needs the most. And I already have a proposal for that, but that came in kind of late today. So I will discuss that at a future meeting. But anyways, these were some of the items that were on those projects for the $900,000. And so I would like, again, I'm seeking approval so that we can start with the track and field replacement project as soon as possible.
So the track and field proposal is still the same? The Aaron proposal?
It's still the same. It could be, like a little bit less, but it's going to be more or less. The first proposal was over $800,000. So it's a big difference.
So is this the order how it's gonna go?
This right
Or
here.
is this just an outlay?
This is just, some of the projects that we proposed that, to be able to get.
Okay.
So, we can get, if we want to get them all, we can get them all.
We don't have to do these. Though.
No, and that's what the ones that I didn't highlight, I think those are the ones that we don't have to do because there's no need to spend so much money if we are getting the new school. But I'm just focusing on the priorities.
Yeah. I hate to spend money on things that are gonna get demolished.
Correct. So if you look at the shop, the HVAC, that's something that it's needed. Again, we don't want to lose instructional time because of the weather, but right now it is so hot in there and it's really, although we do have some, what are they?
There's some evaporative coolers that we bought.
But it's,
This has been a problem that's going on about 12 years though, because even when I was still teaching in the shop, there was days in the winter time that you can't use it because it's so cold, the kids can see their breath in there. And then there's other days now that the warmer months, and especially when we come back in August, the days are so hot that it's an unsafe work environment for the kids if they overheat in that situation.
so I think that's something that it is a priority. And of course, the track replacement, because the track, it's not, we don't need to demolish anything. So I think we definitely need to start with that. Now with the playground ramps, we have to be ADA compliant,
Where
especially.
do those go at?
The ramps?
Yeah.
So again, and Mark, you can kind of help me with this because we do have a little board. What do y'all do right
So
now?
we have two.
You
We
do
have
have
two.
two.
We now
That's
have two. And from an ADA compliance, anytime we have a playground, they have to be able to access that area with their wheelchair. Now, what the ramp is, like one of them already has a ramp. Now, we don't have the hard soft cover where the wheelchair can go in there. They just have to be able to get their wheelchair there to be able to access the play area. So the play area on the west side already has a ramp. We need to add a ramp to the play area on the east side. And so we can either go from the sidewalk that goes between the elementary and the high school, go there, or we can go from the basketball court over, either way.
And then in the future, we also have to add, but maybe this is something, I don't know if that would be too long of a wait. But I was thinking, we also have to be in compliance with playground equipment for them.
And that's really, as you look at your new playground, is you need to have compliance. And really just more pre-K and compliant in a lot of different areas. For our second grade students, we have purchased a table. He likes building with Legos. So we have a table that we roll out that he has Legos that he can build with friends, and he can do artwork. The other student is a 3Y student who really just came in the last couple of weeks because he has a trade and a lot of other medical stuff. We brought him in just so we can have a couple of weeks so we're ready to go in the fall. And so, but that student is he's typically in a stroller, but he can get out and move pretty well. And he's pretty active on that one. But our second grade, we started giving him some other activities and stuff like that.
And then the last one, so the sidewalk. So at the last meeting, I think I had a proposal for $93,000 to be able to replace the entire sidewalk from the high school all the way to what was it, Gary?
That's
At the end?
where the pre-wing starts.
Correct, and then they would also add like a ramp to be ADA compliant. So that was like either $93,000 or $96,000, but then, it was decided to table it to see if they would give us a lower rate just to be able to patch. There's a few items, and parts of the sidewalk that they really just can't patch. They have to fix it, especially on this side over here by the marquee area. That just needs to be fixed completely. They did give me a new quote of $36,000. But it was too late, so it's not on the agenda. But it is something that needs to be done, rather quickly.
So that was to grind and refinish.
Mm-hmm.
Was how much again?
36,000. But it was 96.
Since we are building a new school, we could spend some more of this money down there at the stadium though, right? Like maybe securing like a new fence.
So, as a matter of fact, I also talked to Gary and based on, y'all's request previously, there is that area over by the discus and the shot put that there's no sprinkler system and there's no grass. So Gary, can you talk a little bit about that quote that you received?
I had a quote, and that's been back at least 2 years ago, and I'm thinking it was right at 40,000.
It was 38, but that was 2 years ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Gee, I thought you were so efficient, Gary, and I thought he was fast with the quotes.
I had that to say.
Count on it, probably double.
So it's probably gonna be more now, but it is kind of,
I was just thinking sprinklers and fencing around that facility too. And we
Definitely.
could start,
Mhm.
if we have to lock that place down, we could do that too. And there's extra money here too.
Correct.
Because we won't get to do a whole lot here until our building's there, right?
Well, and it makes no sense to spend a lot of money here and then, if
Especially
it's
when
going
we're
to be
getting another.
demolished. Correct. Now, we do have to maintain what we currently have.
Of course, yeah,
Uh-huh.
but just maintain it, not replace it.
Correct.
So on this, on the top one at that FFA storage barn, since he's only spending 100,000 of it, does that mean that 400 and something can go be used for something else? Or?
Okay, so let me explain that a little bit. So actually, when this was done, it was back when we did the bond. It was before we did the bond. And really, RBC, they say, okay, can you please send us kind of like an estimated list of what you want to do? Some of the projects, they just sometimes they give us a call and say, okay, we need it by the end of the day. So this was something that was created without any,
Oh, okay.
because I knew that we needed the barn, but doing a quote for the barn, it came out, I think, at like $576,000, but we did the capital outlay, that proposal, and we will be getting that money. So, well, I don't need to use this $100,000 for that, so it could go towards something else.
Have we given it any more thought about putting the barn closer to the campus?
We haven't talked about that, so I will definitely get with Mr. Parker, and then we'll probably have to see if we can get we would probably have to get some of the, talk to Mr. Wade and see if, how much he wants for the land. I think he wanted like a trade-off.
Yeah, I just don't want to upset the Hamels either, though. They donated that.
Right, because they were the ones that donated.
I just think it'd be pretty beneficial to have all that stuff right here
It
in
would,
classroom time anyway.
yes,
Lose less instruction.
correct.
Any other comments? Those are just things I've seen.
Mhm.
Trees at the football field, the fence, the track, and can we put a bobcat somewhere,
A lifeline or?
Well, we
library
can keep them in there.
And then whatever is left, of course, we will need money for the new school, and we do have to. We should be okay now. Keep in mind that we will be getting another 1.8 million. And, but we also, because our square footage is higher now, we do have, we have to pay more. So originally, we were gonna pay $624,000 for the design. That was gonna be our part, $624,000 for the construction. And now it's gonna be a little bit over $1 million for the construction. But we should be okay. We should be okay, and hopefully.
Sure.
Look at Joey.
We're sitting here, 2027, right?
Yes. Then we'll go again, 2027. I mean, hey, it makes sense to me that if taxes will not go up, then we have to take advantage of it.
I mean, isn't that when the new school will be ready? 2027, right?
28, 28.
Okay.
So I know we kind of got side,
Any other?
but so the approval was to be able to start the track and field replacement project.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Dusty,
I'll second.
by Trevor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Next item is science book adoption.
Okay, so at the last school board meeting, we also tabled the adoption of the Savage Realized textbook list, pending efforts to lower the overall cost through Archway. So the previous requisitions that we had were for the directly through Savage. However, in New Mexico, we do have the Archway, which is the official book depository here in New Mexico. So we have now received updated totals as follows. So the elementary, we have a total of $44,000, $208.50, and this is for the entire elementary, kinder through 5th grade. Middle school, it's a little bit less, $40,131. And for the high school, we have $25,497. However, at the high school, we do not have, or the depository, they do not have all of the school materials. So therefore, we do have to order them through the regular Savas. And that would be approximately $18,452, bringing the total to $128,289. Now, the total funding allocated by the public education, I believe this year was $93,000. So we are still a little bit short, but not as short as we were before. And so given this total cost, so we anticipate, of course, it's a shortfall, which I propose covering the remainder using the SEG funds that we were recently allocated to Hagerman and Municipal Schools. I believe it was like 166, Julie, do you recall? 166,000, so we can, we'll be able to use those funds, but, we have to make sure that we get the materials and we need to order them so that they can be here in time. So I'm requesting approval to proceed with the adoption of the Savage Realized Instructional Materials for kinder through 12th grade.
What was the elementary time?
The elementary total was 44,208 and 50 cents. Middle school, 40,131. And then the high school, we have 25,497.50. That can be ordered through Archway. And then we have other materials which are 18,452.50 through, they have to be ordered directly through Savage.
What was the total last time? I can't remember. How much
I believe it was like 154.
That was with the kids, am I recalling
The
that
kids,
correct?
and yes,
kids that we were.
it was everything. Uh-huh. So now, and that with, through Archway, it is a lot cheaper, and then we don't have to pay shipping and.
Oh, so we went to home provider.
Mhm.
Okay.
And well, actually, Archway is the depository here in New Mexico. So we had ordered them or wanted to order them directly through the book company. But it will be a lot cheaper getting them through Archway, but they don't have all the materials. That's why we have to get a little bit for the high school, and that will be through, the company itself. So I know that we only got like either $93,000 or $95,000. I don't recall the exact number. So we will be, we will have to use additional funds to be able to cover the rest, but we should be okay.
Then there was something about like shipping was like 20 grand.
It was pretty high.
We don't have that with this one.
So it's significant.
Any questions? Motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Next item is superintendent contract salary for the 25-26.
Do you have it there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I have a copy if you need.
Superintendent shall be employed by the board for a period beginning July 1st, 25, ending June 30th, 27. We added 2 years to the contract. A pay increase. Any other questions? Let me see this. Everything else stayed the same. Simply, it's 12 working days per year. She gets 20 working days per year annual leave. Questions?
I'll make the motion to.
I'll second.
Second by Misty. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Thanks, Mr. Reyes.
Thank you.
And then the next item is state travel, out-of-state travel for Ms. Henson and Ms. Mara to community schools conference.
Good evening, President Moss and members of the school board. My name is Elizabeth Barra. I'm the Community Schools Director at Hagerman Municipal School District.
And I am Cindy Henson. I'm the school nurse and also a member of community schools. And through community schools, I help Ms. Para with the Coats for Kids, the shoe drive, the food drive, the clothes closet, which I keep in the nursing office. And that's just clothes that is given to the students in need. Trucks for Tots, and they come during Christmas time and bring a gift for the kiddos. Stuff Your Backpack, which will be coming up in the fall. And we have personal hygiene supplies for 4th grade, 5th grade, one in the middle school office, high school office, elementary office, and it's stocked with everything the kid may need.
These are some of the events we provide for our students in need. We are here to request approval for the travel to attend the National Community Schools and Family Engagement Conference in Minneapolis, Minnesota on May 27th through May 31st. This national conference brings together people from across the country who believe all children deserve a safe place to live and opportunities to learn and thrive. The conference catalyzes collaboration, action, and a renewed commitment to transferring out practices, partnerships, and systems. One of the goals for our community schools through this conference is to sharpen our skills to lead collaboratively, implement effective strategies, strengthen family, school, community partnership, learn and grow our expertise, expand our networks, and celebrate success.
This workshop is going to have this training is going to have over 150 workshops. And the ones that really we want to focus on is powerful student and family engagement, collaborative leadership and sharing power and voice, expanded and enriched learning opportunities. And these are just a few, there's so many. There's going to be 3-hour sessions that are going to focus on chronic absenteeism. And that's something I'm interested in, other than the more medical point of view, how to keep the kids in school. School leadership, community schools 101, family math, which is going to be interesting. Parent-teacher home visits. And this may be something we need to think about doing as well. Parent-teacher home visits. And these are just to name a few. And we hope to share this with the staff. Dynamic local and national speakers will set the stage, inspire, and point the way to the future of community schools and family engagement during the 4 inspiring plenary sessions over each day. We will have the opportunities to connect with peers to learn more about influencing policy, increasing collaboration, and improving practice statewide.
Okay. There will be 30 exhibits to promote evidence-based strategies with their resources, related material, and information. And I'm taking a big suitcase in case they give us a lot of stuff.
We can bring it back and share it.
Yes. Community schools will be funded through the trip. This community schools will be funding the trip. Therefore, there is no cost to the district. And I thank you for your time, and we open up to questions.
Any questions? They answered the one question I was asking.
That's too.
No other questions? Just need that motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Justin, second by Trevor. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carries. Have fun.
Thank
Have
you.
a good time.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Reyes.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be very brief. Everybody already mentioned everything, so, I did send out my, the last newsletter for this, school year. It came out a little late and, my daughter, she says, Mom, don't you have something to do? I said, yes, I do. And then she was saying, well, don't send one. I said, no, I have to send it. I said, a lot of people expect it on Sunday, so, I did send out a thank you for a great school year note. And it says, as we wrap up the 24-25 school year, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of our parents, students, and staff for making this year a success. Your hard work, dedication, and support have made a lasting impact, and we are truly grateful. A quick reminder that Thursday is the last official day of school. On Friday, we will hold a turnaround day for school, students to pick up their report cards and head home immediately after. We have been doing this at the high school for a while already, where the kids just come pick up their report card and then they go home. The buses will be running, but there will be no breakfast or lunch. And so basically the kids will come and pick up their report cards, and we have several locations. The elementary students will pick up right outside their classroom, so the teachers need to be set up outside of their classrooms. The middle school students will come right here by the hallway by the office, and the high school students in the commons area. And if the students do not come and pick up their report card on Friday, it will be mailed home, but and I'm just asking if they have any questions to contact us. So that went out. Members of the board, I want to thank you for a successful graduation. There was a lot of excitement, and this is the first time, and this is nothing, we had absolutely nothing to do with the band unless Cody brought the band.
I didn't know anything about the band. I just got heard, hey, after the last thing, there's gonna be a band come out, and there they were.
So, I mean, and you know what, I mean, I thought, it was
I think
great.
we should definitely look at a mariachi for every year. That changes the whole vibe.
And you know, one of the dads, he did approach me, and I think I was walking with you, Dusty, when he approached me, and he said that he had paid for an hour of a band, and I guess he contracted the band for the after party. And he asked me, well, can they play here? I said, well, maybe after the fireworks, that's fine. And then during the fireworks, they were like, it was good. It was good. It was really good. The kids were excited, and everybody, they were pretty excited about it. And, but it was like, oh my goodness, only Hagerman, only.
We got a really good compliment from the fireworks guy too. He said he really enjoys coming to work for us and doing the stuff. He said, you're the only place I can count on to have the fire trucks there and to have the police have everything really safe and organized. So they did commend us on that, because he said he really enjoyed working with us.
Good, and he did say that because it was one of the best fireworks shows also, and he did say that he, I think he told you, that he was going to experiment some.
Yeah, he brought some experimental fireworks that he hadn't used before to try out on Saturday night as a bonus.
But it was good, it was good. Now, I have to commend them because they do give us they give us a good deal. He always gives, he charges us $1,500, and, I think it's worth it, and the kids like it, the families like it, everybody. It was just a moment of excitement, so thank you. I was really disappointed, though, that the staff would not participate, and I would like to see 100%, and I would like in the future to make it a mandatory, at least for the high school staff, to be able to participate. Other schools, they do, and I don't see a reason why our staff will not participate with, our
I
kids.
first started working here, it was a stipulation in our contract that was one of our
Yes.
contracted days, and I don't know when it got taken out, but I know 17 years ago it used to be that you had to, and then if you weren't coming, you had one time I got excused, I had had a baby 2 days before. That was that was the legitimate way of getting out of it. Or if you had a child graduating in another school, it was not just, I think we had 5 staff members in addition to, and then one of them was elementary.
It was very, very, very few, but I sure like to see. And the invitation was extended to everybody, because the elementary, they also have a big part in this, with elementary, middle school, and of course the high school, but unfortunately we didn't have very many. I think this is a special moment, and I'd like to have everybody there. But it was a great, and thank you to the board also for supporting us and being there. Okay, next I have, and the principals already talked about it, we do have summer school. We have the summer school reading program at the elementary. They will be starting June the 2nd through the 27th. We do not have to pay for this. The only thing that we do have to have is the school lunches. And then also, we need to have custodian to be able to clean, but I will have, some of the summer boys that will be helping us this year. They will be helping to clean out the classrooms and the cafeteria. So that's at the middle school. Again, Cody talked about the high school credit recovery. And that would also start June the 2nd through the 27th. And then at the middle school, Alex and Mrs. Raines, they will have a group here, I believe about 20 students here at the middle school that will also be, providing summer school. The summer school at the middle school and at the high school will be funded through community schools. So this is something that they are, helping us with. It's not going to cost the district anything. And then all of the elementary, it will be funded through the Department of Education. So actually they pay the teachers themselves. And I believe that this Friday or Saturday, Mr. Williams, we have some of the teachers who went.
Graduation
for
Saturday.
the
Yeah, we
training.
had a number of staff that were in
Cruces on.
Propels, the training was in Propels. And then the weekend before, we had a couple of ones that closed.
So that's for the elementary. And so I'm just looking for a successful summer school session for all three schools. This is the first time that we will have it here at the middle school. We actually have a few students that would actually qualify at for the reading program as well. And I believe we do have some of those. I don't know how many have registered. Mrs. Lori Mayhem will be in charge of this, the program this year for the elementary. Alex will be in charge of the middle school. And at the high school will be Ms. Denning and Mr. Molina. I have nothing further. Just again, thank you for a great, successful year, and kudos to all the staff, the admin team. I think we have accomplished so much together, and I'm looking for a very successful next year. I stand for questions.
4 days, yeah. How's that coming?
4 days. So, I already submitted my schedule. It has to be submitted into OBMS, for PED. So, after the budget, which Jolene is working very hard on that, and after the budget approval, then that will be approved as well. So I haven't announced it to the public, because it's pending the approval from PED. Once I get the approval, then I will post it. I got an anonymous. Did you get an anonymous?
That Kate, A-Rod and I got a good laugh at it. I don't know it was signed unknown or unnamed or something, so it was real hard to take it serious about. We should reconsider because that we're not providing them with funds to pay for a babysitter. So I don't know if it was a high school kid having one last prank or if it was a parent who was having some heartburn. I have no idea. It wasn't signed, it had no phone number, so we couldn't do anything about it. It was said anonymous.
But as soon as we have the approval, then I will definitely let you know, and then we will post it. I stand for questions.
Where did we land on P cards? 'Cause I remember we had the conversation.
The plan is for Jolene and Raquel to go to Artesia this summer. I know, they've been really busy, so they will be going to Artesia this summer. We do plan to have it established by the beginning of the first year, in August, in the fall.
So a family member of mine, a cousin, is Clint Taylor. He's the Artesia, he's the Miss Jolene of Artesia.
Yes.
And he told me that he would help any way that he could with
Yeah,
that
we
whole
talked to
process.
him at one of
As
the
well.
things, and we actually talked to his secretary of staff, that we'll be working with. Raquel tried to contact him at spring break. I don't know if they were around, we never heard back from them.
Yeah, he
We'll try
said,
it.
he said if you need any help with anything,
We just wanted to see how it was working for them, and we can use their forms and everything. We're just not sure about what the reconciliation and all that will look like.
he said it sounded pretty easy. He said he got Ruidoso started on their P cards and then he got Artesia started on theirs, so. He said it was all pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty easy, and that whatever you guys need, he'd help.
Well, thank you. We'll definitely contact him, and then Ms. Jolene and Raquel will pay him a visit, or maybe he can come down.
He'd come down and plan lunch.
Yes, take him to Piccolinos.
Then you can tell you about all kinds of stories on this.
I didn't know he was your cousin.
Yep.
Ms. Reyes, there's one other thing here, I don't know, what was this, does this need to be signed?
No, it doesn't have to be signed out, it's just for your information. Jolene has some forms here that do need to be signed, and this was basically on there was the resolution and
Right.
Jolene will give those to you so you can sign them.
No other questions? So we have a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
I will second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Okay, we can adjourn at 7:37. Sweet, thanks everybody, appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's much.
On the agenda, man, we rock people.
Yes.
Three
I
person
tell you
meetings.
what.
No.
Gonna have to tell Chris, like,